Truth Seekers, welcome back. Sack here. Today's June 28th, 2016. Another day of tragic headlines. There's been a terror attack reportedly in Istanbul. Have a video on that, how it corresponds with the Belgium attack of March 22nd. And also today, several deaths reported. Buddy Ryan, Pat Summitt, former Colts running back, a young rapper. We're going to look at all four of those deaths reported in the media within the last 24 hours. Let's start with Buddy Ryan, the former NFL coach, remembered for winning with the '85 Bears. If you missed my work on the past Super Bowl, Super Bowl 50, in October, I said it was scripted for the Broncos. And throughout the season, I showed the tributes, and I was showing the '85 Bears tributes for the Broncos and the Panthers at the end of the season. Lo and behold, when Obama, the president, congratulated the Broncos after they won, the first thing he did was compare them to the '85 Bears. When I was making those videos, I was explaining that not only are sports scripted, but there are ritual sacrifices in accordance with the championships. And it appears that Buddy Ryan has now become the latest of that list of sacrifices, a list that is covered on this video channel, which you're more than welcome to go back and watch. All these videos are archived to show all that I've undocumented. So, Buddy Ryan, dead at age 82, and he's remembered for coaching the Bears, who play at Soldier Field. In the language of gematria, soldier sums to 82. Soldier Field has gematria of 118, a number connected to death. Death in Jewish gematria equals 118. So Buddy Ryan has died at age 82, remembered for his days coaching on Soldier Field. What else his death at age 82 makes me think of is Vince Lombardi, the man who the trophy is named after that they play for in the Super Bowl. Vince Lombardi died on a date with 82 numerology, and the name Vince Lombardi in gematria sums to 82 as well. Vince Lombardi died just before the start of the 1970 season. Done a lot of work on Vince Lombardi's death. There's a whole lot more to it than that. 82, however, that's what it reminds me of. Buddy Ryan, the name he went by, a name with 42 gematria, very special to the Freemasons. It is Freemasonry that controls the world of professional sports, scripting the games by the numbers and deceiving the fans, all the people who devote their time, energy, money in the process. This is a very sick gang at the top that abides by Masonic principles, esoteric knowledge such as gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. Buddy Ryan, he turned 82 years old February 17th, 10 days after the Super Bowl. It was played February 7th, Super Bowl 50. He died 132 days after turning 82, or a span of 4 months and 11 days. When he won the Super Bowl with the Bears, it was at the end of the '85 season, January 26, 1986. That was on a date with 132 numerology. Very special number. We just talked about this number a lot in the NBA Finals, how it connected to Cleveland, how it was favorable for them to come back in 7 games and win it, something I covered after they were down 3-1. You can still watch that video. This number has been popping, though. 132 is the point. It connects to when he won the Super Bowl. Now he dies 132 days after his 82nd birthday. With regards to the 4 months and 11 days, that's a lot like 114. Buddy Ryan in simple English gematria sums to 114. He dies in the time of the 114th Congress. The Super Bowl he won was with the revolutionary 4-6 defense. And they won 46-10 over the Patriots. In gematria, Chicago equals 46. Think about it, winning with 46 points, the Chicago Bears with the 4-6 defense. This past year, the Super Bowl was number 50. It was the 46th Super Bowl of the modern era. And also, before the season began, it was the first time the draft was in Chicago since '64. Happened again there this year. Bears won it in New Orleans. This past season, Peyton Manning won it, the son of Archie Manning, who played his career with Louisiana, the Saints, who never won anything, known as the Aints. The first time they won a Super Bowl, Archie's Aints won against his son, Peyton Manning, while he was a member of the Colts. Sports are so scripted. A lot of it's through family. We're talking about Buddy Ryan, his son's coach in the league, Rex Ryan, and I can't think of the name of the other one, the one with the long flowing hair. So anyway, Buddy Ryan, definitely dying by the numbers. I'll show you what else is interesting. He had birth numerology of 72, that 4-6 defense. They set a record of 72 sacks that season. Interesting that that connects to his birth numerology. The day he has just passed on, a date with 50 numerology, reminding of Super Bowl 50. America equals 50. From the date of the Super Bowl 50, until his death was 142 days. The reason that's interesting is because when you write out 42, it sums to 142. Again, Buddy Ryan equals 42 like Freemason. Special numbers. And to go back, in October, when I predicted the Broncos would win the Super Bowl, it was based off of a news story out of Los Angeles about a car wreck that got a body stuck on the interstate sign, and it was exit 142. 142. And as I pointed out, that story, not only did it point to the Super Bowl, it pointed to a lot of sacrifices to come, and 2016 has been full of celebrity death, a lot of them connected to the Super Bowl, as I have shown, including Prince on April 21st. I showed how Prince's death foreshadowed the Colts appearing in the upcoming Super Bowl. Just the other day, Jim Irsay, the owner of the Colts, bought Prince's guitar, a big news story. Prince performed in the Super Bowl where the Colts won Super Bowl 41 over the Chicago Bears. Colts over the Bears. Super Bowl 41. Prince died on a date with 41 numerology. Don't want to go off on too much of a tangent. They bring up how Buddy Ryan coached 26 seasons. One of my earliest videos is about the symbol known as the Vesica Piscis. It's the symbol that looks like the body of a fish that the football looks like. That symbol is connected to the number 26. And in gematria, in numerology, in symbolism, it represents all of creation. The symbol of the football is an important spiritual symbol known as the Vesica Piscis, which connects to the number 26. Buddy Ryan was in the NFL coaching for 26 seasons, not by coincidence. Mason sums to 26 as well. 30 years since that defense won. Saturn equals 30. Saturn, the keeper of time. Saturn connected to ritual sacrifice. This was his time to go by the numbers, the way this gang operates. With regards to him winning with the Bears in the 85 season, the Bears haven't won since. It's important to note that National Football League equals 85. And Chicago is the birthplace of the NFL. The first two teams in the NFL from Chicago, one of those teams was the Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals, from Chicago originally. This year they went down to the Carolina Panthers, who finished the season 15-1, just like the 85 Bears. Ron Rivera, the coach of the Panthers, was on that team. The Panthers have a lot of teammates that are former Bears, number of players on their team. Did all that work in the Super Bowl. If you want to go back and watch it, I show all the amazing connections, how this league is scripted by the numbers. In the college championship, Clemson went down to Alabama. Carolina teams lose in both the college and professional football championships. The Clemson QB was wearing the number 85 on his wrist all night. What for? What is 85? By the end of the game, the score summed to 85 points. Alabama won, as I guaranteed. National Football League, college football, the breeding grounds for the NFL future stars. The week of the Super Bowl, the 30 for 30 was on the 85 Bears. I was talking about all these things before it even happened, predicted all this stuff way in advance, and then everyone got to see it who followed this channel as it unfolded. I noticed when I was doing my research that he's dying in June. The Broncos just traveled to the White House on June 6th, the first Super Bowl in the 66th season. Broncos just went to the White House on June 6th to be congratulated by the president. They went 121 days after the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was played on the 121st meridian, where the 49ers are at. The word revelation in gematria sums to 49 and 121. 49ers hosted Super Bowl 51. on the 121st meridian. Broncos went to the White House 121 days later. In Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible, they went on 6-6. There's a lot of white horse symbolism. I was talking about all this stuff all season. And now ever since, it's all unfolded by the numbers I've been talking about. You know? A lot of work to go back on. If you're new here, you can go back and watch all these videos, all I've been educating about. All of these things I talk about, they come true as you pay attention to the headlines. And it's not because I'm Nostradamus. It's because I figured out how these people script things. They work by the book of Revelation, the book of prophecy. These people are fulfilling a man-made prophecy that's theirs. A grand deception on the masses. Part of this deception incorporates esoteric occult practices, rituals of human sacrifice by the numbers. This is how sick it truly all is. In this article about Buddy Ryan, they bring up Mike Ditka, longtime Bear, coach, player. Mike Ditka better watch out. He's got numbers of concern. Mike Ditka in gematria sums to the same thing as Colorado. Colorado's the 38th state. The Super Bowl was won on the 38th day of the year by the Broncos from Colorado. The Los Angeles news story of the crash with the body on the freeway sign, it was at Colorado Street, all part of how I predicted the Super Bowl. Yes, this is really how it works. The same gang controls the news, controls your sports, scripts it all as a big, in-your-face mocking. So anyway, Mike Ditka getting up there in years, 76. The reflection of 67, blood sacrifice, has gematria of 67 and 76. The date he was born was a date with 67 numerology. I hope Mike Ditka makes it to October 18th. Could we get a Mike Ditka death just before the start of the NFL season? You know, to kick off the upcoming season ahead, just like Vince Lombardi died just before the 70 season started. This is the way this gang operates. Mike Ditka, born in 39. It was a big part of the story how Peyton Manning went out just before his 40th birthday at age 39. Defeated the team from Charlotte. Charlotte equals 39. He has birth numerology of 86. The word symbol, triangle, pyramid, all sum to 86. I call it the symbol number. Broncos also equals 86. Broncos just won Super Bowl 50. I have a feeling Mike Ditka is going to die before Super Bowl 51 rolls around. Could be the start of the upcoming season. Also, birth numerology of 32, like America, like NFL, 32 teams in the NFL. 7/4/1776, the start of the nation, a date with numerology of 32. Last year before the Super Bowl, there was this reported death of Doug Atkins, who won the championship with the Bears in 63. He was dead at 85, you know, Bears 85, National Football League 85. Doug Atkins in gematria summed to 49. Super Bowl going to be hosted by the 49ers. The Broncos had won 55, the Broncos had lost Super Bowl 24, 55-10 with John Elway as a young man. Last year, the Broncos went to San Francisco Stadium to win the Super Bowl while they were 55 years old and John Elway was 55 years old. They won with 24 points. They had lost in Super Bowl 24 to the 49ers, 55-10. This is how it's all scripted. Doug Atkins also 121, like Revelation, the Super Bowl on the 121st meridian. The Broncos would go on to meet the president 121 days later. His birthday was May 8th, a date that can be written 8/5 or 5/8. Von Miller was the MVP, number 58. I predicted he would be the MVP before the Super Bowl was even set. He died on a date with 57 numerology. When you write out 57, when you write out Super Bowl, when you write out championship, they all sum to the same thing. 57, the championship number. He died on a date with the 57 connection. He died in Tennessee, Prophecy Land, again, Revelation, the book of prophecy. He wore 81, Chicago in Jewish gematria equals 81. He won the championship in 63 with Chicago. If you add every number up to 63, it sums to 2016, like when Super Bowl 50 was, the beginning of 2016. Here I point out just how these number codes work. In 1963, JFK was assassinated. JFK died in the middle of Dealey Plaza, named after a 33rd degree Scottish Rite Freemason. It's Scottish Rite Freemasonry rigging things by the numbers. This story came out just before Obama was elected president, or before he ran for president, November 22nd, 2007, the 44-year anniversary of the death of JFK. The word kill equals 44. JFK was the 35th president, the only Catholic president. Catholic equals 35. He was also the 44th term president. In history, all the presidents who've died in office have died connected to the number 44. Here, 44 years after his death, this new detail comes out about how he nearly died at Soldier Field. Remember how Soldier Field connected to death? Just before the 44th president is elected, who's from Chicago. Someday, we're going to get a story about Obama being killed to provoke the masses. It might happen while he's in office or while he's out of office. Remember, he's staying in D.C. for 2 years after, while his daughter goes to college. They've been doing a lot of foreshadowing for Obama. These people operate by the numbers. Obama has the fateful numbers on him. I have other videos on that. So anyhow, another big death today, Pat Summitt. Buddy Ryan reported dead today. Mr. Atkins, he died last year before the Super Bowl. I just talked about him as an example. I should have pointed out that Doug equals 47, the first Super Bowl in the 47th year of the NFL. Anyhow, the other big death today, Pat Summitt, dead at 64. She's known for being a college basketball coach. Think about March Madness, the name of the tournament. March Madness equals 64, 64-team bracket, at least in the men's. It might not be true in women's. She coached at Tennessee. Tennessee equals 52. She was born in 52. Prophecy equals 52 the small way. Remember, the numbers of prophecy, huge. Her name, Patricia, in gematria sums to 41. 41, the 13th prime number. The Cavs just won the championship in LeBron's 13th season on a date with 41 numerology. The word king equals 41. It was the real King James's birthday. Very important number in basketball this year. Here's the death of a basketball legend with a 41 connection just days after the NBA Finals concluded. NBA Finals, June 19th. She's dead 9 days later. Her middle name, Sue, has gematria of 9. 9 represents complete in numerology. Her dying 9 days after the NBA Finals. The last name, Summitt, has gematria of 34. Tennessee in gematria sums to 34, 52, and 106. Summitt corresponds with Tennessee. Her year of birth, 52, corresponds with Tennessee. The Cavs just broke a 52-year drought for the city of Cleveland in pro sports championships. Patricia Sue Summitt sums to 75 and 84. LeBron James, born in 84, very important number to this nation. United States of America equals 84. New World Order equals 75. The United States of America, a New World Order nation. Manchurian celebrities in sports, movies, politics. Pat Summitt, very likely one of these Manchurian celebrities. You have to remember, all of these sports are scripted, rigged, predetermined. These people are all part of selling out the masses. Pat Summitt in gematria sums to 35 and 44, just like King James. Again, the NBA Finals was just won on King James's birthday. 44, the kill number. Simple English gematria, her name, not as interesting. The Cavs established 45 years earlier. She was born June 14th. Donald Trump's birthday is June 14th. The GOP convention for the Republican Party will be in Cleveland. Cleveland just won the NBA championship. I showed the parallels in history between the NBA championships and the elections of presidents. Typically, when the East wins, a Democrat is elected to office. Think about the Cavs winning in the East, Donald Trump running to help Hillary run the presidency. This big goof, making Hillary likable or more likable among masses who don't care for her. All part of the script. Her date of death, June 28th. It's become a date of tragedy. RIP equals 43. Life lesson number of 43 today. True for Buddy Ryan as well. RIP 43. The NBA Finals finished 4-3. Just going with that basketball narrative. The whole prophecy thing. She was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at age 59. The word kill in Jewish gematria equals 59. You know, a lot of these diseases are coded with the numbers of death. And fittingly so, right? I mean, disease kills. She spent 38 years at Tennessee. The word death in simple English gematria sums to 38. 31 consecutive tournament appearances. March Madness was coined in 1985. It's 31 years later, 2016. Villanova, we just saw them win in 85, and then again 31 years later, 2016. Basketball has gematria of 31. 31 straight seasons, 38 total years. Numbers of significance. We just saw LeBron win the NBA Finals at age 31, coming back for the first time in the NBA Finals from down 3-1. All by the numbers. Predicted the Cavs would repeat against the Warriors in the finals, but this time the Cavs would win. Made that prediction back in November. I've also been predicting for months that the Colts are a lock for the upcoming Super Bowl, Super Bowl 51. Today, another story of a death related to the Colts' former running back, Zurlon Tipton. Familiar numbers here. Zurlon Tipton wore the number 37. He supposedly accidentally killed himself with a gun in Michigan. Michigan has the same gematria as sacrifice. We just finished the 46th Super Bowl of the modern era. So check this out. Zurlon Tipton, in simple English gematria, the name Zurlon equals 106, like prophecy, like Tennessee, this ongoing theme. Zurlon Tipton, in simple English gematria, sums to 200. His death comes just before UFC 200. A lot of times these sacrifices, they connect to the world of sports. And the more connections, the more likely you become the target for the ritual sacrifice. What's interesting about 200 is it has gematria 51, and we're talking about Super Bowl 51 upcoming, with the Colts looking good for it. He was born on a date with numerology of 50, 32, connected to this past Super Bowl, 121 like Revelation, all numbers we've talked about. 140 is a number that stumps me, but it's routinely coded with the numbers of prophecy. I feel like it's the sidekick to 106. I wish I could tell you more about it. I noticed the date he died on was also a date with 50 numerology. Last year, the Broncos went to Super Bowl 50 in their 55th year of being a team. John Elway was 55. Andrew Luck last year had a fake injury that brought him out not playing again for the season at 55 games started. This coming season will be his 5th year in the league. In horse racing, the term colt applies to the first 4 years of a horse's life. In the 5th year, stallion. Andrew Luck, think about this. He was drafted number 1 overall out of Stanford. In history, John Elway was drafted number 1 overall out of Stanford by the Baltimore Colts, then traded to the Denver Broncos. Andrew Luck being drafted by the Colts out of Stanford sent Manning to the Broncos. Colts, Broncos, these teams have relationships. I started documenting this pattern in 2014, the year of the horse. This year, I think it comes true, the 2016-17 season, for Andrew Luck's rise to the top. You know, Manning out of the league, Brady getting older. Now it's Andrew Luck's time to shine. This death, a ritual for the success of Andrew Luck to come. This young man died 63 days after his birthday. He was 26 years old. We talked about the significance of 26, the football, Buddy Ryan coaching 26 seasons. He died 63 days after his 26th birthday. Again, when you sum every number up to 63, it sums to 2016 like the year. With regards to this man wearing 37, the number 37, when you write out 37, it sums to 57. 57, the number connected to championships. Last year, there was the story about 57 kids in Indiana being named after Peyton Manning. ESPN's story was 1:31 long, talking about the 57 kids named after Peyton Manning. All signs of the Super Bowl that was rigged for him to come. This article also points out that he played 16 games. This upcoming Super Bowl will be the 2016-17 season. RIP. Also in the headlines, the death of a young Baltimore rapper. The headlines today, supposedly he died June 25th. Check this out. His name in Gematria, Lor Scoota, sums to 37, 46, 118. Sacrifice, 46. Death, 118. Sacrifice, the big way, is 73. The reflection of 37. You know, he had the numbers of death as well. Rapper in Gematria sums to 38 like death. So many rappers in history dead on dates with 38 numerology. Tupac, Biggie, and a million more. Murder by numbers. He was a Baltimore rapper, they say. Baltimore rapper, same gematria as murder. He was born on 4/4, 1993. 44 equals kill. April 4th, a date of death in history from Martin Luther King Jr. to the first president to die in office. He died at age 23. He died on June 25th, 2016. That's George Orwell's birthday, the date Purple Rain came out, the date Michael Jackson died. Special date. 1984, United States of America equals 84. The date he was born was a date with numerology as you see. 30 stands out because Saturn in Gematria equals 21, 30, 93. Saturn is the keeper of time associated with ritual sacrifice. He was born in 93 on a date with 30 numerology, and again on 4/4, a fateful date. The numbers 44 and 144 have to do with time, Saturn, the keeper of time. The date he would die, June 25th, 2016, a date with 67 numerology. Blood sacrifice in Gematria sums to 67. Almost every celebrity you've heard about who's died this year has died by this number. The date he died on, a date with a life lesson number of 40. Tyrese equals 40. When you write out 40, it sums to 84. He died on the anniversary date of the author of 1984. It was a date with 22 numerology. 79, the 22nd prime. We talked about how 79 connects to murder. He also died 83 days after his 23rd birthday, and 83 is the 23rd prime. Again, these numbers often connect to other rituals going on, such as pro sports championships. Think about how the Colts are originally from Baltimore. There's been some strange deaths in Baltimore. The defensive back for the Ravens, motorcycle accident. There's been more. I forget about it, but it's all documented on this channel if you want to go back. This is an ongoing theme. Murder by numbers, ritual. It's going to go on this way for as long as the Masons and Zionist Jews are in power. This is how they operate. This is what they do. His name Tyrese, his first name, also has gematria of 85 like basketball. You know, we just talked about 83. The 23rd prime number, he's aged 23. LeBron, King James just won, number 23. This is the way this world really works. You sign these contracts with these people who pay you the big dollars to be entertainers, you might end up dead by the numbers. You know, they might choose you for their next ritual. They got Torrey Smith, the former Baltimore Raven, tweeting, now plays for the 49ers. So RIP to these people, you know. And Mike Ditka, he really better look out. I think he will be reading about him soon enough. All right, Truth Seeker, until next time.